Hello, everybody. Welcome to Let's Be Telepathy. I'm Sharon Smith. This is Noah. We have Adriana over in the background. If I can see her, she'll pop in later. We have special guest Finn today, who's going to be leading us along with Noah and Adriana and Melissa. Several guests. Go ahead and take it away, Melissa.
Hello, everyone. So I know you've briefly met Finn if you have seen our past videos, but this particular gentleman really reaches my heart. And so he deserves a different introduction than he's had before, and especially as he's going to be our leading guest. As all of you know who's on here, we are on telepathy lines. Many of us are on the channel, the collective consciousness, and we are able to connect through frequencies, vibrations to know what everyone's feeling, thinking, and wanting to portray to the world. About 4.5, maybe 5 months ago, we had a new gentleman that I hadn't seen before. Noah says that he's seen him before. Was Finn, and Finn's mom reached out and said, "Hey, my son says that he can speak. Can he? I want to know his abilities, and just wondering if I can know a little bit more." And she showed me the picture. I about cried because Finn is our light in our group. He is just one of those that holds a space that others don't. Noah does a lot of the healing. Finn does a lot of the light work and brings in humor. He has a lot of humor. He has a very English tone about him. And what I mean by that is like an old English professor tone. That's kind of how he speaks. And so he has a lot to say, very playful and very excited for this show. And I'm going to introduce his mom, Karen, who reached out. And then Finn. Today, he wanted to show the world what he can do. He is a psychic medium. He is a prophet, and he would be considered a non-speaker. He does spelling though, and so he can communicate with his mother on that end. And on the other end, what he wants to do is answer your questions today and give you guys readings. And he wants to show everyone, like I said, exactly what he can do and how special he is in this world. So, Karen, I'm gonna take it away for you and Finn.
Hi everyone, I'm Karen, Finn's mum. Sorry, Finn is gesturing that he'd like some more chocolate. Finn is very excitable today. He's really excited to be here, but also having a hard time kind of keeping himself together. I'm new to this whole situation, for want of a better word. Um, um, Finn Finn started spelling when he was about 6 or 7 years of age. It was a very slow burn for Finn with the spelling. I think it took him about 18 months of just doing a tiny little bit every day with him for him to move to open communication. And the first time he ever spelt anything on the board, we actually had to fill out one of those holiday diaries. Sometimes, you get after the summer break and they ask you to complete, what have you been doing over the holiday? And we'd actually been on a cruise to Norway. So I thought we would look at the photographs of where we'd been, and Finn spelt out on the board Seeacc, which I thought, oh, okay, then actually that does kind of make sense because we'd been on a boat. Um and then I asked him, well, tell me something else about the holiday. Give me another word, thinking he would say blue or wave or boat. And he spelt out relax time for a moment, remember silence. And that was when I realized that everything they had told me about my son previously was completely wrong. And that he was in there and he had language. And ever since then, we've kind of been working on the spelling. It's still not particularly easy for him. It's still very effortful. Finn's a really sensory guy. I guess you guys would say he's vibrating at a frequency right up here, and he struggles to be grounded in his body, and that obviously prevents him from being able to be still and spelling a lot of the time. But um, Around 2021, during the whole COVID stuff, Finn started to spell, "Dear Mammy, do you realize I am a psychic medium?" So what are we talking, like 4 years ago, 4 years ago now? Um, and since then, he's pretty much communicated that he would like to get help with that. Um, we've been at a loss really of how to help him with that. Um, and for a few years, he had what I would call, or I thought was a stim word on the board. So before he would spell anything in response to any of our questions, he would spell taper session. Um, and I just thought it was kind of a meaningless repeated word that he kind of had to get out of the way before he got to the actual thing he wanted to say, almost like a stim word or something. Um, and then I came across the telepathy tapes, and I wondered, actually, maybe this taper session isn't this stim word. Maybe this is more meaningful. And I kind of sat with the telepathy tapes for a while. Didn't really, still don't really know, if I'm completely honest, what I feel about it all. I feel like I'm in a battle with my own brain at the moment, which I hope you guys can understand from, the parent point of view. Um, but what I will say was we have done our own little mini telepathy tapes at home. And Finn is definitely reading my mind. He has less success with his dad and with his sister. Maybe I think partly that's because I hold the board and therefore I get in the way. So he always says what's on my mind. So yeah, that's kind of where we were at. And then I reached out to various people in the Facebook group, just, Finn kept saying to me, find a teacher, find a teacher. So I reached out, and that's how we got in touch with Melissa, and here we are.
All right. So yeah, as she told that story, Finn was really excited and he wants to show his mom. He knows her deep trust, her faith, her belief, the way that she protects and appreciates him. And so he actually appreciates the fact that she's a little standoffish on, I don't know that I am really knowing what's going on right now, as he loves that she's questioning and protecting him. But he is really excited to just get going. Now know that when they're talking telepathy, they don't have to be in the room. They don't have to be in the tapes. Their consciousness is spiraling. We can connect at any point. I do feel that the first one that he's going to go right into is Tammy. He was looking at you, so I'm going to bring you up to the board. And I first, I guess, do you have any questions? And two, do you want a reading?
I would love a reading, and I don't have any specific questions at the moment.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I think I would lean gear towards Emma. She's not in the room. She's still asleep. So I don't know if she physically has to be here.
Okay. He's gonna read into you though, because he was looking at you. And so I don't know. I know mom's gonna go grab him right now and just have him kind of sit so he can see you and be in the tapes. He's been so excited to be recorded, but I know he's having a hard time staying still in his body. As his mind is just everywhere on everyone right now.
Thank you for being here, Finn.
Finn, is it okay if I channel for you? Or is there anything you want to say first? Sorry, we got it. You guys are on mute and trying to ask it. There we
Yeah,
go.
Finn. Y E yes P L E, get it then, A S, please, D do. I am. Keep going. Finish the thought. Thank you. S. So. P. L. E. Get it? A. Get it? S. E. Pleased. T. O. B. E. H. E. R. Here. T. O. D. A. Yes, please do. I'm so pleased to be here today.
Thank you, Finn. Okay, Tammy, so we're gonna go right over to you, and I'm just gonna channel in what he has to say. The first thing that he's coming to is a place within the throat and a place within the heart. So this is telling me that there's a lot of emotions that being here. This is showing that maybe you want to cry lately, but you seem to keep a happy face on. You're trying to keep it better, and you're going through like this too shall pass, and trying to keep that forward motion of positive energy. And he's saying right now is not your time to be positive. It's okay to fall apart. It's okay to feel the emotions. You're in you were in a stagnant place, and now you're getting into a place that is a little bit unstable. So although you felt really stuck before, you kind of got up above that mud, but maybe you're feeling like on quicksand. And that whenever you're going forward, there's a little bit of deepness where you start to go and you fall a little bit down, but you're not falling backwards. You maybe think that you're falling backwards. He says you're just falling down for a place of rest, and you're trying to learn your new footage. There's a new concept that has happened within your brain, and something that had changed to say, hey, I need to start paying attention to self and spiritual side. Observation is becoming a lot more stronger. Visuals are changing a little bit more. There almost seems to be a key component that's happening with you that has pulled you into a disconnect with humanity, but a more connect with maybe spirituality. And so it's leaving you in a place where what is the reality, and what do I need to do, and how do I need to change? Because whatever you were feeling 3 months ago is not what you're feeling now. And as you're coming into that moment, there's a little bit of stomach problems that are happening. This has to do with metals that are in the body, and that you have a little you like maybe do a metal detox or something. But there he's showing high contents of metal, but also worry is staying within the womb and within the stomach area. So there could be cramping, and there could be like I said, a little bit of nausea and stuff that is happening there. He's showing me a bear standing behind you, a brown bear specifically. So that's showing me that you do have a spirit animal. That is the spirit animal. You can go ahead and check. He is also talking about like a consciousness or a stillness that meets you by a river. Now, this could be you meeting your own spirit, or that there is ancestors that are coming through and that are meeting you around this river space. But he's showing like you're wanting to know your calmness or where you can go, and you're calm within the river. And he's showing me you sitting by the river. He's putting a green shawl around you. So when he's putting the green shawl around you, this is saying that you've been feeling a little bit of loneliness, maybe cut from the world. You're wanting to receive love, but not exactly sure how. Wanting to put out love, but feeling maybe like your heart was a little bit broke. And so there's, and then he's going back to the quicksand of this is where you're feeling like you're letting things down, is because your emotions or your joy or your excitement isn't what it once was. But at the same time, he's showing that there's little sparks of it that are coming, that are like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what we should do. I feel like I did everything wrong. I got to do things right again. And so it's this confusion spiral of what I did in the past, I don't want to do in the future, but not knowing exactly what you want to do in the future. And now he's showing me a shell or a hermit crab. So that might, I don't know what that means, if that is a spirit animal or if that means something towards you and that was a memory that you had. Sorry, I got to get back online here. Finn, where'd you go there? Okay. That you are like a crab of adaptable, but you have been in your shell a little bit more, but he sees that you're trying to get out, but as you're trying to get out, you're not sure exactly where the safety is. And so you're carrying your burdens, you're carrying your stuff with you, not able to be as vulnerable as you need to be. And he's saying that now is the time to cry. Now is the time to let that out, to be vulnerable so that you can clear your mind for the other things that are around you. You're asking, he's showing wings. So when he's showing me wings, this is showing that you're afraid to rise above. You're not rising above. There are many thoughts, many layers to you that you have thought throughout your life that are being confirmed. And so now it's becoming something very scary to you, but you don't know how to adapt to this life that you know you could have versus the life that you have been because of the comfort zone and because of the people that you know, and that it's going to go against people. And he is saying you need to be rising above the rest. And once you rise above the rest and you take a look from the outside, then you're going to start seeing a lot more of he's saying the faults of the nature. So the faults of the nature, he's actually pointing into earth, and he is showing that earth is going to be like something that wants to work with you. Now I don't know if this is herbs, I don't know if it's elements, I don't know, because he's not showing me. He is showing me that your task is to talk to the earth or to sit by the earth, to find the river, to find the space, whether that's in the mind or whether that's physical. It would be better if it's physical, but if you can't get to the place, you can do it in your mind and ask there what the earth needs of you, because you're asking like, what's my purpose, what's my passion, what can I do, and you don't feel you're doing enough. Earth is something that's going to work with you and tell you. I don't, are you showing like ancestors or the tree energy or the creator, like it will all speak to you if you just sit and observe, and then that will be, and then you'll find your purpose through that.
Wow.
End message.
Thank you. Thank you, Finn. Absolutely everything is on point. Yeah, everything that you said resonates with where I'm at, where I was, and my uncertainty of where do I go? What do I do? Like, there's so many things unknown. So this is so helpful and so beneficial. I truly, truly am so blessed and appreciative of your guidance. And thank you. Um, in moving forward with like my daughter Emma, um, uh, is there anything that you might have to share around our connection or what I can do for her or she can do for me?
What's coming to mind, and Noah's even kind of jumping on this, is um now what we say here sounds, they just speak the truth.
Yeah.
And there's there's some resentment from the holdback that has caused your life that maybe you're not aware of or that you're not addressing. And if you can surrender to the fact that you two are two stars ready to connect and speak in a language that hasn't been presented before, that you will be able to connect. But I don't know what. Okay, so Finn's coming back in again too. Uh, he says, "Yes, I feel that that stagnant energy that I was talking about is a little bit of resentment and a little bit of you're holding me back energy. Know that it hasn't held you back from anything. It actually changed your life and held you back from the bad decisions that you were going to make. And that moving forward, what needs to happen or what can happen, not necessarily telling you have to do anything, but something that could happen is sitting in a room and sitting on the floor and just putting hand to hand and doing a connection that way, because sometimes words right now are getting in the way or they're out of the way, and the connection needs to be made, and your daughter will tell you what she needs to tell you through that, but just surrender and listen in your heart.
Thank you. Thank you both, Noah and Finn.
Yeah. Is there anyone who has any questions that they want to ask, or should we keep going with people? No one has
I
questions?
have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm wondering how Finn feels about like all the different religious texts out there, because there's numerous, and I don't think that they necessarily contradict each other. Maybe sometimes they do, or like over time with translations, they might. I'm just curious if he has any thoughts on any of that.
Yeah. And Gordon, you can go ahead and unmute because his sounds are going to make noises. So as he's making sounds, he's giving different messages behind
Okay.
And whatnot. And so it's always beneficial to hear him talk and hear him make whatever noises he needs to. All right, Finn. So she's asking about different religious texts and yeah. I love this question because one of my missions is not just to be a psychic medium, but one of my missions is to be a prophet. And I really love to talk about God. I love to talk about the things that you guys call the creator, the great big. That's kind of what I call it, the great big, the one that started, the big thing that holds all of us. And the thing about religions is that every single person is going to have a moment in their lifetime, whether they remember it or whether not, where they have a coming to God moment. And in that coming to God moment, they have a religious experience, an experience that is outside of their body, that brings them to something outside of themselves, that gives them the ability to breathe, to move on, and to handle the situation that they weren't prepared to handle prior to even seeking that God. Because a lot of people, they don't come to God, they don't naturally think about God as I am that one thing. And when I say God, I'm saying everyone. I'm saying Allah. I'm saying the whole. When we think of the highest of the high, that holds everything and that has created everything and gives everything life and decides when life needs to end, that's what I'm speaking of. And when you tap into that, whether in a place of despair or whether in a place of joy and happiness, you are going to have your own experience with that. And your own experience is what is needed, because religion at its base is an independent belief. We were taught something different into this life form. Religion should have never been something made of buildings. It should have been something that was always building, and it was something that should have been explained. And when people have their religious experience, they're going to always end up at the same source, but how they get to that source is going to be different. When you look at the different religions, you're going to see that they have many different patterns, many different stories, and the same people. So what you got to look at is the patterns that is happening in all of them. What is the same? And I love that you saw some of the similarities. You didn't say that they go against each other, which they do, and they contradict each other. The contradiction is the ego of the human mind. Everything else that is consistent is that of the divine, is that of the energy that will always hold, that cannot be broken, the pattern that will always exist. So when you are finding creator, you will find a pattern that always exists, that can never be broken. And that if that pattern is ever broken, we will all be broken. We can't even ask the question anymore as if it does exist or not. But surely it does exist. Surely it should be an independent experience. But in that independent experience, go ahead and match, research, mimic, compare whatever else is happening to everyone else and their experiences. Because once you start doing that, you'll see the whole, and you'll see it's one and one serving, and that we are part of it and it is part of us, but we are just fractals of the bigger whole. So if you really want to know creator, look inside yourself. Ask the question to the deepest darkness of yourself. How and when was I created, and who created me? And there you will find your answers to all religions and all answers having to do with how philosophies got brought up. End message.
Yeah, thank you. Can I ask also, is he able to do, my daughter has an autoimmune disorder, and I'm just curious if he's able to do like a reading for her, even though she's not here. She's at school.
They don't necessarily have to be there. to do any readings. I know he's getting really excited. He's like, Mom, see, I told you. I did it. I can do it, Mom. So Finn, can you answer? Do you want to know how to get rid of it? What specifically are you wanting to know about the autoimmune? Or
Yeah,
are
I
you
guess we've
wanting to
been
read
trying
them?
different things. We don't know. I want to figure out the root cause because I know the cause is different for every person. And so I want to know specifically for her how we can help her with this situation.
He simply just said it's in the intestines.
Okay.
There's something that's in the intestines that is causing that. I don't know. There's I know there's hair fall. This is me saying this. This isn't him saying that. I know that there's like different labs and stuff where you can give blood or put your hair in so that they can actually check on what's going on in the intestinal unit. But he's showing it's not parasites, but it would be something maybe along the line of like candida or something, or like a yeast, but it's not quite a yeast. It's almost like a moldy thing, but I don't know of mold. On my nursing, I don't know of a mold that's in the intestines, but he's just showing that there's a lining that is hurting that, and get that under control, and then you'll be able to help her there.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Noah. Noah's giving everyone energy, so he's just saying if you all are feeling relaxation and energy, he's holding a lot of space for that today. So just know that. And he says he will be ready to take over Finn in a little bit here. You know, Finn's getting a little bit overstimulated with excitement, and so he said I'll help. But I know Jeanette here, I know Finn was staring at you or focusing some energy on you, and you might be his last one. We can ask him. Maybe he'll get energy change after that, and then we'll switch over. Maybe Noah will help, and Finn will still be here, but
Stop. Sit, hold on. Sit. Scrunchie. No? Y. Yes. A. P. P. E. A. R. Get it? Get it? R. Appears. T. H. A. That. I. A. Am. T. O. O. E. X. C. I. T. E. Excited. Yes, appears that I am too excited.
that's okay. He said he'll do one more though. So Jeanette, we'll bring you up as a Jeanette. Jeanette, I want to make sure I'm saying your name right.
Yes, Jeanette.
Okay.
Okay, so my question for Finn, thank you, is my son had an autism diagnosis and he lost it or recovered or whatever term is correct. And I know we did so many different things, biomedical, but my question has to do with the soul and why he recovered. Was it that this is what he wanted for this lifetime? I'm just curious about why some children do and some children don't.
Okay. So the reason that he was able to recover was because of the fact that I want to say neurotransmitters, but I know that's not what he's talking about. But he's showing little points in the brain that were able to regrow and connect, and that the electrical components started changing enough that the epigenetics within the DNA is was there. He still shows like the autism is still within the DNA, but it's not within the epigenetics. And the epigenetics is the coding within the DNA that is activated, and whatever would happen, zapped the epigenetics or the coding to the next ladder spectrum that is there, flipped it into a different protein. And it wasn't anything that was necessarily bad. It was, hey, I came to this, I wanted to see how the world is, and I wanted well, he's showing though that, was he born autism? Because he's saying he wasn't autistic when he came in, and like in the first 3 months maybe there was no sign of it, but he's showing it maybe wasn't there and then came on, so that he actually flipped the other way, that it was normal and then flipped autism and then flipped back to normal. And it was something, a brainwave pattern that had moved, and then something happened, like a jolt or an electricity or something that ended up snapping it right back into place. He still has again, the epigenetics are still there, so at any point in time that autism can actually be turned back on. So I just see it kind of dormant. I don't see that it's necessarily gone. And in saying that, he uses it as a tool, but he doesn't like being an open source. Whenever he became that, whenever he became that unit where he was open to everything, then he was not able to be himself anymore. And he genuinely actually was okay with his life and his mind and his body, and just decided the mission that I had, it's too big, I don't want it, I'm going to do something else.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. How you doing, Finn?
Seems a bit calmer now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to keep going?
Gonna keep going?
Or do you want to break?
Go on then. No, he doesn't want to spell.
This is autism. It's so cool. Pat, should we go to Pat next? He's good to go for another one, I guess. Okay, Pat, can we get you on?
Yes, hello.
Okay.
I was sending a call to Finn. I was wondering if he was feeling it or not. It could help, because I need to know if what I'm doing is operative. I just need a yes or no, if it's okay
Finn?
for you, Finn.
Yes
Did you
or
feel
no?
the call I sent you?
Did you feel the
No,
call?
it's okay if it's no. I just
It's
need
fine.
to know.
He doesn't want to spell on the board anymore.
It's okay. When you got telepathy, why would you, right? No. I can actually, I can speak for that. Finn says, yes, absolutely. I felt you. And that's why I called on you next, and I was able to go on. And that is why I'm sitting down. And I thank you very much for
That's
the
what I
power.
did. Thank you.
I thank you very
Okay.
much for that, as I needed somebody to take a little bit of my excitement. And I saw that you took my excitement when you gave me some relaxation. So I'm really happy for that swap there. I do also want to say that I've seen you on the other side a few times, maybe about 3 or 4 different times, and it was very nice meeting you. But what I've noticed about your energy is each time that I see you, it grows, it expands. But as it expands and it grows, it becomes tender, it becomes soft, and you're actually, instead of growing bigger with your energy, I see that you're able to condense it more. And you've learned the trick of it's all in the small things. It doesn't have to be big. And the bigger that you are, sometimes it gets lost in translation. And so I'm really excited about you, because I see that you have been working very hard on your words and explaining your words in exact detail and using the correct verbiage, which a lot of people don't do these days. They use the slang words. And so I appreciate that you're using the words with the exact tone that they're supposed to be used. And I appreciate the fact that you're rising into yourself. And I see that you're actually stepping up to be a teacher. The courage is growing in you right now. And I know that you've been getting a lot more messages, and you've been a lot more on the telepathy lines. And I see that your energy is growing into somewhat of you showing the dragon energy. So when you're showing the dragon energy, it's showing I'm ready to go, I'm ready to roar, I'm ready to be heard. But I don't necessarily have to hurt anyone. I'm just going to fly around in the sky and observe and go with the flow. And so he's seeing that you have this ability to come forth with such expression and such authority, but he recognizes also that you're not utilizing it, that you're pulling it back, and you're just being the dragon in the sky and soaring and observing. And if you need to bite down, if you need to come down, he has faith that you're going to do it when you need to do it. But he's just very proud of your existence, and especially he's showing within the last he says about the time I came on, he says 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, you filled your gas tank, and now you don't know where to go. And and he's saying that's okay. You're not somebody who's supposed to know where they're gonna go. You're somebody who the world's gonna take you on your ride, and you're gonna end up in all the places you need to be.
What does that mean? I'm sorry. I don't get it in French.
No, you're okay.
It seems to be important.
So he's saying don't think that you have to force yourself, or you have to push yourself, or you have to guide yourself anymore, because the guides in the universe are aligned with you. And so they're going to bring you where you need to be on your own timeline.
Surrender. Thank you, Mrs. Stuff. Thank you, Finn. Thank you so much. Yes, I have something to share. I don't know how long it has been since the first time I came to your Zoom, and but it was life-changing event for me. And since that, I've been one of the presidents of the associations about all the people in France that are high potential and autistic and things like that. And then afterwards, I had a personal difficulty in my life. and just before my birthday, which was on Sunday, I was at the funerals of someone who was really well known in France, with autistic and high potential, and he talked to me. He asked me to go there and calm down all this sadness that was around his funerals, and I was just, what is this all about? So I went, and I felt that I did, and I know all the team is behind me, and I want to say thank you, because I'm finding my vocation, which is my job, finding the vocations of people, and I'm finding mine again, the new one. And well, that's it. Thank you, and thank you, Finn. Your heart is just lovely. In which area I am in France? I'm in Britain, close to Vannes. For American people, it's like close to Paris, but in France, I would say it's 400 kilometers from Paris, by the sea.
Yeah, we got people from all around the world. I love it. Next, we're gonna bring up John. John, are you here? He was on the chat raising his hand. John, can you unmute? Or maybe he's not meant to be here speaking, but I was asking for Noah to help him with his eye problems today. So I know Noah's been doing some healing, like I said, on that background there. And that's something that he's working on right now. So John, you should feel hot, cold tingles, love, warmth. And that is Noah doing his ultimate work on you. Charisse, do you want to come up forth with your question, or do you want me to answer that or speak about that in the chat. Okay, so Charisse has a question about her non-speaking kiddo. They're in OT, and let's see, what question do you have, I guess? What is your question? She says, I got a question, but we're in OT. So if you can ask that question, we'd be there. We'd be willing to answer. Otherwise, if anyone else has any questions or anyone else wants to jump on with anything right now, please jump on.
I'd like to ask a question if that's okay.
Of course.
I'd like to ask a question to Finn, who's here.
Okay, perfect.
He mentions to me many years ago, I think it was years ago, he had a really lovely teaching assistant, a guy called Adam, who was one of the first person that Finn was able to spell with that wasn't me. And Adam mentioned to me once that Finn had spoken about his spirit guides. And I remember at the time being honestly quite freaked out by this conversation. Adam was less freaked out than I was. I think he was a little bit maybe further down the road than I was. And I'd like to ask Finn about his spirit guides and what they are, where they come from, when he discovered them. I'm very curious about them.
Easy. All right, Finn. Mom, I've been waiting for you to ask this question for years, and I've actually mentioned it in a few other ways. It was never that I discovered it, is that I came with them. They've never left me. I was born with them. I've seen them all of my life. I have so many spirit guides from all different dimensions, all different realms, planets. Most of them are angels. Most of them are the beginning of the designers, and they are the ones that were closer. And there are even things that aren't, we don't have name for them, but it goes beyond the angels. The angels are actually little babies that were compared to the rest of the universe, but I ride with a lot of them, the good ones, of course, because there are some that are bad. And I also have so many of my autistic friends. I utilize them as spirit guides. Each of them carry a different frequency, a different vibration that gives them a different style of unit of what their spirit is. And I also contact different planets. I can talk to whole planetary systems, and I can talk to the animals. I can talk to the insects. I utilize everything in this world as one of my spirit's guides, because everything in this world that I see, that I come into contact with, it all connects. There's codes, there's connections, there's different things that are coming together. But there are things that are on the other side for sure. And in those guides, I can't even tell you, Mom, how many I have. In fact, I know that you've felt them sometimes, because you felt like many times we were in a room with many people, or a coliseum, or we were in a room that was stuffy, and it's because they're all there. But I want to let you know something. I want to let you know something else, Mom. I'm in a lot of different, sorry, when I get emotional, it's because of the way that they're being so humble and the way that they present the information to you. So this is a gift, and he is showing, and he says, Mom, I live so many different planets. Do you know that you're one of my spirit guides? What do you think, Finn? You got more to say? You can unmute Mama there. Like I said, if he's you guys can just stay unmuted the whole time, because he's
Okay,
sending out
thank you.
information. Yeah, don't worry about that. Are you wanting to know anything more specific? Because he is just like, all of them. All of them. They're all my guides.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one of the things I've always felt with Finn, even before he could, really communicate, and I'm sure the parents that have autistic children have this strong feeling, but there was always so much going on under the surface. And there was, I think one of the things I always felt was this goodness. That's the only way I can describe it. This soul that was pure. And I have other children too, so
Yeah.
and of course I love other children, but it was just, I don't know, it just hit in a different way, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I always felt that that whatever Finn could do, I knew that it was coming from a place of light and purity. And yeah, so it doesn't surprise me when you say about the angels, because that's a word that crops up a lot when he talks. And sometimes he will tell me if we meet someone that, you know, potentially is going to be significant. Like, for example, we were looking for a school recently for Finn, and he met the head teacher, and he spelt out when we were in the car, "Do you believe in angels?" Because she's an angel. And yeah. And so I think sometimes that's his way of saying to me, you know, it's a confirmation that he uses that word. So yeah, it's interesting and a lot to process. But yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah. He says, let her know that all of the messiahs are my homies. I came in with Jesus and Muhammad, and I came in with them all. And he says, Buddha, they're my friends. We're all on the same level, and those are my friends. So sometimes I have a hard time deciphering what you people would think would be spirit guides. I see as a lot of friends. Yeah. But no, he has so many angels around him all the time. Like I said, he's bringing that in all the time. Yeah.
I had a few questions. I don't know if I can jump
Come on
in.
in. Yeah.
Um, so I have a 6-year-old. Name is Kyler, and I just I have a few questions about. There's a lot going on, like just what Finn's mom was saying. Um, he I've always kind of felt that there's a lot going on, but lately I'm able to give the attention that it deserves and actually recognize that, okay, really something's happening. So there's this thing that he does lately. He has been um, pulling me to his room to to lay down where what I feel like other kids that go to the hill do. What I feel like what he does when he's going to the hill. Anyways, he pulls me to go there with so much intention, and I have like an intuition thing that's telling me this is something that needs to happen. He's pulling me with all his might, and he even asks lately he's even using words saying, "Let's go, please." So I don't know what that means, and I'm hoping to get clarity on that because it has been happening a lot. And there's other things, but this is the one thing that I really need an answer on. If I was just hoping to get any clarity on what's going on.
He said you already got the clarity. You're just doubting yourself. You already know it's right. You've already said it. You've asked 1,000 times to 1,000 different people. You've talked about it to many different people. You've questioned him many different times. And this isn't something that you don't know. It's something that you're actually going against, that you're not wanting to do it because of the responsibility that you're being asked to take. You're being asked to come forth as a teacher. You're coming forth to stand against for them. And in standing against for them means that you're going to feel like, how is he saying this? What you fear is those that stand against you when you stand with them. That's better said. And so, yes, you already know that you're being pulled there. Your spirit's being pulled there, whether or not you see it. I've seen you there. Other people have seen you there. And we acknowledge that you've already been having your visual change. You've already been seeing the other side of the spirits. You've already been seeing more in your dreams and visiting more. There are probably people that would know that you visited them. You are expanding a lot more, and your energy, your hands are getting a lot hotter, maybe hot flashes. And I just just see the temperature changing right now. Not necessarily now, but I'm seeing that you're going through a lot of temperature changes within your bodies. Headaches are coming into the frontal lobe, and they come on very suddenly. Nausea can come and go very suddenly, and this is all having to do with the fact that you're stepping into new elements and you're stepping into a new vibration that your body has not stepped into. Your mind, your spirit is ready, but your heart does not want to let go those that you know you are going to leave behind and cause friction in with relationships.
Well, yeah, that's really helpful. Yeah, that is true. Okay. Yeah, it's just funny because lately he's been calling me to where he likes to go when he goes to communicate on the hill is on his brother's bed. So there's bunk beds. He wants me to climb on the top bunk. I will break that bed. So that's where he lately has been pulling me to. Before he would bring me to my bed, which he likes to hang in, and that was great. But lately, that's not where we're supposed to be going. We're supposed to be climbing up onto the bunk bed, and he is begging, and he's like, "Let's go, please." I'm like, "Oh my goodness." So yeah, okay. I will figure out how I will move on forward with everything. Thank you so much.
He has a little bit more to say, and he's saying that the energy and again, they just say it like it is. The energy between you and your husband changed a little bit, and it caused a little bit of friction, and so he's not wanting to stay there right now because he doesn't want to upset the energy, because whatever he's feeling and communicating with you, maybe dad's not believing it so much, so it's not a place that he can be in or he can stay in. He's been trying to bring you and raise you up, and literally he thinks he has to raise you up. So maybe sit in meditation and or come up with a place in the house that is only for you two, maybe a corner, maybe a little tent, maybe something, and then you two can step into that and go into a meditational place with yourself so that you can start to connect more. Now he's showing me that you're not gonna feel it right. You'll be present in that moment, but he says that you're a awake sleeper. So you are more awake of reality when you're sleeping, and things are coming into your dreams that make it make sense, so that when you wake up that you received all that information. So you might be there physically, but then later on in the dream state or a meditation or state or a really relaxation state, it all comes to you, connects, and then you wake up or you get up and you're just like, oh, okay.
You want me to say that?
Yeah. Yeah, I have had those instances. I have had experiences like that where as I'm waking up, I get sort of revelations, like everything is clear for whatever I've been wanting or planning on doing. It just comes to me, but it's as soon as I'm waking up, I have it. So I know that feeling, and I will be looking for it, and I'll try all of that. Thank you so much. Actually, I have another question real quick. Sorry.
You're fine.
My son he's been loving showers lately, and something has been telling me, I don't know what it is with the water. If I don't know if he is having more communication in there, but he's been begging for showers. And yeah. So I don't know is there anything with that, or is it just something that he feels like he needs, sensory wise? But I've been trying to follow my instinct, and I have had that feeling about the shower.
Water is a great communication for a lot of people who have autism. When they get in water, it actually breaks the frequency. It kind of works as a filter so that the rest of the energy can't get to them as much. Like if you think of trying to shoot a bullet in air and then trying to shoot one in the water, it slows down that bullet. Well, when they're in the water, it slows down the frequencies so that they're able to be within their own self. It also works as cleansing, but water carries so much memory and so many different codes and clues and stuff of what's going on in the world. So not only do they get to be in their self, it's also a way to connect to the rest of the world. Water connects to other waters. So a water in Minnesota could connect to a water in California. They're able to reach a lot through the waters, through the systems. And again, like I said, that water carries a lot of memory. So they can do energetic coding and send that through. I know this morning I was in the bath for 4 hours while I was channeling a book for one of them. And that was the only way I could do it because his information was so much and so fast. I'm just like, I'm going to sit in the water and we're going to do this a little bit slower. So I know that it does slow the energy down. I know Noah, you want to talk on that, Noah? And he says, Mom, tell him my story about baths.
Okay. So when this energy first started, like Melissa said, she was in for hours. Noah would be in for 8 hours. I mean, all day, days and nights mixed up. The water would be cold. And he'll still do it, but not as long. He'll turn the water on. We have a jacuzzi tub, so we can fill it up and put the jets on and things, and that's just part of the routine. But in the beginning, energy was so heavy, and I'm still learning. I'm just Mom. I'm not the telepathic connect. That's Melissa. If you didn't know, she was our very first telepathic connect. But Adriana, not so much. Oh, well, with the water, we did just move to Decatur. You can see this out here. So we are on a lake, and so getting chills on that because we will be doing retreats here at the house. And I'm curious how the actual lake water is going to work. So, of course, we just moved here in December, so it's frozen. And we have no idea what this is going to look like, but this felt right that we needed to move to the water and somewhere central where people can come and visit us. And looks like Noah has more to say. So it's like, that's going to come through Melissa because Noah says I'm tedious because I use the board. But I'm going to let Melissa finish through for Noah.
He loves you. He loves your work that you do. Yeah, one thing that he just talked about to me, I never even thought of, is he said, yeah, water is like a quartz crystal. It carries a lot of energy. And when you think about all living things, it's one of the essences that we need. And so when we connect to water, we connect to everything. It is in itself the universal coding. So we're able to do a few things with it as the water droplets come and as the energy comes. We can change that energy within the water that would change our energy within ourselves. We can release energy as we release our own water through osmosis and through projecting our own energy and being able to wash that down the drain and let that processing system take care of some of that energy. I utilize it as an amplifier and as a modifier. So it amplifies my energy. This is when I do the most amount of healing. This is when I do the most amount of channeling, is when I'm in my bath. And again, it is because of that connection that goes with everything. And like a quartz, it goes in every direction and everywhere. And it has that clear energy. And so very few times will you find somebody taking a bath, in the muddy waters. You'll find it more in that clean waters. Well, and I know that sounds kind of course, we don't really want to take it in the muddy, but he is saying in that clean, pure water, in that clear, pure form that it is in, they will seek that out so that they can push more of that energy or absorb that pureness within messages that they are sending throughout the world, but also they're able to receive the messages. So it's an energy port that takes in and takes out, stores energy, stores the consciousness, and also is able to transform and cleanse and reformat codes or frequencies that were before. It also, I want to also mention that as Melissa was talking about, it is different through the water. So one thing is tones come through differently. And when they come through, they're a lot more easy to listen to and easy to feel. So when we're feeling the pulsation of the water, drop by drop by drop, we can actually feel the pulsation and we can hear it better because it is amplified, but it is modified in a way that it's slowed down, distorted enough that we can take a look from it from an outside point of view and then be able to pass through the coding or pass through the energy so that sorry. Where's Robert? Is there a Robert? Are you Robert? Okay, sorry. I just see iPhone 3 here. But he's like, I need to stop him. And he just sidetracked completely and said Robert was trying to connect there. So I don't know if you have something to add to that or if he was just tapping into some energy that that you needed to know or questions, or I'm not sure, but sorry about that, guys. But we'll let Robert speak here.
I guess I just have questions on how us normal people can access these deeper fields. I feel like you can watch like a Qigong master spend like 10 years and accomplish like nothing. So it's like I always feel like direction is more important than speed. So it's like I don't know exactly. I asked a question. I could read it. But like I'd seen this other. I don't know. I've looked into like a lot of this stuff and a lot of other religions, and I've always tried to figure out the truth. And my ultimate goal is to achieve enlightenment in this life. And as far as I'm aware, I may be completely wrong here, but as far as I'm aware, you become an angel by achieving enlightenment, right? By like retaining and transforming the body and like eternal life. I don't know, but I guess the big question is how could we all tap into this field and I don't know.
No, you're okay. You're okay. Like I said, Noah felt you was like side swipe. Whoop. Okay. So Noah, come on in. You wanna unmute there? So Finn and Noah will talk about this, but I know Noah was really feeling that question or something. So I'm gonna start with Noah here. So Noah says, I say it all the time, and I'll say it a million more times. It's about a feeling. And it's feeling for the energy, allowing the mind, the senses to just drift beyond you and to just be in that moment. What is everything feeling? What is your body feeling? Where are your emotions at? Where is your spirit at? Be aware of everything. When you want to become conscious and you want to be part, there's a two-part system. One is become aware of everything. Two is let go of everything, which is an interesting concept and hard to do for some. What I mean by that is sitting by yourself. What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? What does it feel like in the room? And now let yourself go. The problem that I see a lot of people when they're blocking themselves is that they're actively searching for something. They're actively trying to do telepathy. They're actively trying to find the answers. They're actively trying to get to their spirit, but they fail to see that they already are spirit. They fail to see that they already are connected. And so not seeking is the fastest way to get the answers that you want. Wait for it to come to you and be open. Tell the universe, tell your creator, tell the land, tell whoever that you're open to receive. And you're open to receive any information that is pertinent for your soul or for your mind or for your body. And when you open yourself up to receive, the answers come to you naturally. But they usually don't come to you when you're looking for them. Sorry, guys, I'm still getting over my cold. I just lost him on that. Was that good enough for you, Robert, or do you want more questions? You can definitely ask more. Sorry, my human body cut the source there. No, so I don't know if that was enough for you. If you want more, if you have more questions, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I guess yeah. I guess we always kind of come across what we need in a given moment, and whatever we're needing is always presented to us. It's like every moment's a perfect lesson. So I don't know, just be with it, I guess.
So were you the one that posted on our Let's Be Telepathy, and you had like a whole line of questions?
Yeah, it was.
Because some of those questions were really, really pretty awesome. I mean, they were great questions to ask. And I'm wondering if we can even have you on another show so that you can actually ask those questions, all of the questions that you asked, and we can answer them specifically for you. Just with a lot of people, I want to make sure that we get a little bit, everyone gets a chance to chime in if they want. But yeah, because I do remember saying I wanted to answer that, and we want to answer those questions. They were beautiful questions, and they need to be answered.
I could give like 40 questions, but I don't want to take over everything.
Like I said, we'll have you on another time. Noah wants to have you. I mean, he wants to answer your questions for sure. He is trying to do some physical healing on you too. He's seeing that. It's funny because we were talking about inflammation for other people, but he's showing inflammation within the body. Joints being a little bit stiff there. And so he's just trying to work on the nervous system and some of that inflammation within the body too. So, and he said he'll connect with you. And he has. You have. You've connected with him, Noah?
I don't know. I'm always talking as if someone's there, but I can never be sure.
Well, I wanted him to say, can you not say, can you say it for the non-telepathy people? Have you met him, Robert, before, Noah? I cannot see you guys, Sharon, or hear you. You got to get up on mute.
Yeah, I was trying to get the angle so he would show you thumbs up. He does it so quick, you never see it. But you give him thumbs up? Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. So yeah, he said he has connected with you, and he will connect more. He'd love to answer your questions, but we would like to have you as a guest asking those questions because, like I said, that would be great if we could just get you and asking those questions, and then we'll be here with us answering that. It just won't be such an open forum, if that's okay with you.
Anything works. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you're willing, or whatever happens.
We'll schedule that up. Sharice, you're in the car. Do you got a question, or did you want anything that you needed answered?
Yeah, well, I just want to say, so we had speech and OT this morning. I have never seen her run out 10 minutes early. Went upstairs, put her shoes on, was like, it's time to go. It's time to go. She wanted a smoothie and was like so consistent on getting out of there. So I don't know if she was really wanting to jump on here too, but it was really funny because I was like, even our speech and OT therapist, they were like, wow, she's like ready to go. And I was like, yeah. I didn't tell them what I was sitting on in the background, but it was just, I think Willow wanted to really be here today too. So this is Willow. She's 4 years old and she's autistic and non-speaking as well. And she's, so I just love being here with her. And I had some of my questions in the chat. Let's see. Willow, did you want to say anything? We are using an AAC device that she's been taking off using. So before I ask, I just want to see if she'll say anything. Do you want to say hello?
I was actually just going to say, hey Willow, is it okay if I speak for you? She's she's a talker already. She's oh, I love her. Okay. So, yeah. She says, "Hi, world. I'm Willow. I know my body is really small, but I'm a really old lady and I'm really experienced. I've lived this life so many times over, and I'm really excited to be one of the pioneers that is going to change this world. We came here to have a revolution, and we came here to change. This way, we have so many of us in mass quantities. We've chosen this is the time, this is the space, and I really want to bring to this world the fun of it. I love having fun. I love making people smile. I'm one of the people that do the crazy things in life that you see that doesn't make any sense. But what I'm doing when I'm doing that, and mom always says, well, it doesn't make sense. Why did you do that? And I hear her in her head because it doesn't seem like it fits the coding within this world. But what I'm doing is I'm adjusting the diameters, whatever. That's interesting. She says I'm adjusting the diameters of energy so that it adjusts to what is currently going on. I also like the others, I attach to the angels and the demons, and I love my angel friends. I have one specifically, and her name is Penny, and she comes in quite often, and she's the one that mom sees. Mom sees her sparkles all the time, and mom doesn't know. Mom's silly. She thinks that something's wrong with her eyes, but she sees the angels that are actually around me, and mom knows it. And I just want to let mom know that hey, next time you see them, say hi, because they're my friends, and they really enjoy the fact that you're my mom. She says that the kids come down and look at you, and you were one of them that gave her the humor, and so she kind of laughs at a lot of your actions that you do. She says, I do understand that you're getting a lot more you're getting frustrated lately, as I'm having little actions that haven't happened before, and maybe little outbursts or panic attacks. She's kind of saying that maybe she hasn't had in the past before, and that you're wondering what's going on with that. So I didn't read your thing yet. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, there's a bathroom across from her room that she's just been like really freaking out about and doesn't want anyone to go into. She always makes sure she turns the light on and shut the door. And like I was next to it, and she was like trying to pull me away from it. And it's been going on for a couple of weeks, and we just haven't really figured out what's going on in that space.
So she's showing that like a ghost, not necessarily like a demon or a bad entity, but an entity has claimed that territory, and claims that if anyone goes in that territory, that he will take over their body, and that when people go into that bathroom, there's something that changes about them when they're in there, that they can feel the energy, they can feel something shift, and she doesn't like the shift because she doesn't want him to be Rio. She doesn't want him to be able to take over that. She's saying that he doesn't like the smell of orange blossoms. So if you can find like a candle or something, maybe like orange blossom, orange creamsicle or something, and put that in the bathroom, that'll be something, the scent will he'll have to go away.
Okay. I do have another question too. We live right behind big power lines. Does that affect her? I've been curious if that's something that's been affecting her body, because yeah, we have power lines in our backyard basically.
100% they do.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, and the electricity that is on in the house, any electricity and stuff is definitely going to affect her too. So that if there's extra light in a room that you're not in, that energy is going to go into that and make her feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, constantly turning the lights off.
Yep, she doesn't like them. She doesn't like them on. She says that they disrupt my energy if we're not using it. If we're not using it, then if they're not using it, then I have to. kind of thing. So yeah, she doesn't like those lights on. And that's not something that all autism people do either. I don't think Noah or Adriana or Finn does that. They're not saying that they're turning the lights off in the room. I'm sorry, guys. I am trying to catch up in this tickle in my throat. Adriana. Adriana wants to talk to her. She just loves her. Hi, Willow, my little fairy friend. It's nice to see you on this side. I love talking to you through the cartoons and through my tablets. You're one of the people that I really have a lot of fun with. You catch on to my code. She puts her tab. You catch on to my codes, and she's telling you that's why she's rewinding in the same spot. And she says we work together. She's part of the galactic whole, and she talks like I do. She talks through sound tones, but she also is able to destroy energy in this world and get rid of it. It's big. It's been a big responsibility of hers, but she really loves the fairies. She really loves like the fae energy, or the energy that's a little bit smaller.
You see,
where it's a little bit smaller than you. Because she likes to be bigger than the energies that are around her. She likes
you see,
little things. And like Pat, she understands that the energy
Patricia,
condensed ways can be bigger than and more powerful than energy that is not enslaved. I love working with her, and she actually is very fun to play with.
I love that. This is so great. It's so fun to hear this space for her.
Fun. Adriana is just loving her.
Is she?
Yeah.
It's so funny too that you
talking.
mentioned because Willow loves her little Coco Melon cartoons and fast forward and rewinding. Like she likes to be on the tablet so she can have full control over the show. So.
Yep, there's Adriana. She's like, I want to through the technology. That's funny. That's funny.
I love that.
Well, guys, I know we didn't get to everyone here, and I do apologize. Leah, Elizabeth, do you guys have anything that you want to say? I might have to
Sorry.
so I can go get a lozenge. Because this is not going away from my throat. But if you guys have anything that's pertinent, I want you to talk. I don't want you to feel left out.
I just have to say, Willow just started counting. She's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't know. She doesn't. She's mostly not speaking, and sometimes we can catch in very whispers. So as soon as I muted her, she started counting on her fingers. So I don't know if that's relevant, but that's not normal.
Melissa, you were muted last time I saw you.
Oh no. Hi. I was saying unmute. What do you got, Leah?
I'm just listening, absorbing. I might have questions later. Well, okay, one big pressing question. There's so much. I don't want to disrupt the fields, but my ears, when certain people talk, and it's like they'll catch a certain energy frequency within themselves that creates a vortex on my ears, like a literal vacuum suction, and I start to break down a little bit. And I would like to know what causes that. My daughter even has pulled that out of me, and I don't understand what that is.
Easily said, and that's a simple answer. It's your spirit guides trying to talk to you. You actually have very extraterrestrial spirit guides. Finn saying they're big spirit, they're big extraterrestrials. In that ringing that you get in the pressurization, because you didn't even mention the ringing. He says, you got the ringing that
Yeah, it's all the time. It's
Yep.
gotten so bad.
Yep.
Not bad. I'm very aware of it.
Yep.
And
That's
I
your
spend
guides.
a lot of time in quiet, so I'm very in tune to the subtles. I'm hypersensitive on every sensory intake.
Yeah. Go into meditation when it happens, because you're trying they're trying to give you messages.
Okay.
You're an
Yeah.
intuitive, and they're just trying to channel through you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Pat, you were raising your hand there.
Yes, this is for Willow. I don't know if she can hear me. Yeah, okay. I'm not using my head, thanks, no. Willow would feel better if she empties the electricity from her body regularly. It has to get out. It's an energetic exercise, but it has to get out. And I'd like to know if now it's better. Does she feel she has less energy? Because if she knows how it is, maybe she can know when it's too much and how she can get it emptied. That's why I'm asking the question. Is it better now or not?
How you doing? You better now? She's definitely really calm right now, and she's just hanging out. But I definitely agree with you, because there's times at home where we call it her zoomies, where she's just like zooming everywhere, especially towards the end of the night, and she's just like running, jumping, spinning.
Okay, so it gets out from getting round inside her, into her feet, and into the ground or the water. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Getting round down into the feet, water, or ground. Okay. And it works very well, and she's going to learn to do this. Okay?
That makes sense. She loves water. Loves water.
It's funny. I was thinking the same thing. Put her feet in water. One thing that I was seeing her do too. Now when I see things, they're usually specific for the person. Dowsing rods I was seeing her with, and letting the energy out.
Okay.
I love that. She's like, she heard me. Yeah, I'm telling her. Dowsing rods, though, to let go of that energy, and also to find it, because she wants to find some of that energy and show you where it is. She says she's an energy field conductor. So I don't know what that means, but that's what she's saying she is.
Oh, she's so good at reading people's energy. Like, if someone's energy isn't what she feels to be around, people not be around them. And if she really likes their energy, she will like Velcro to people and just start hugging them and sitting on their laps and in their space. So she's definitely, I've always called her, like, I just know if people are good energy to my energy detector based on how she acts around people.
It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And Elizabeth, do you have anything you want to add before we close out? I think you were the only one that didn't get to come in. Maybe you're just listening in. And
yeah, I have my son here with me. He's 7, and he's been telepathic since he was in utero. Like the first day I found out I was pregnant, I just heard his voice say, "Hi, mommy, I love you." And he told me that day that he did not want to be circumcised, and it was a boy. And I had never had any feelings about that at all, but he said, I'm coming out perfect. God made me perfect. And that's all. So, yeah, I mean, I've always been like psychic and telepathic myself. So I think sometimes I worry about projecting onto him gifts, and making it more than it is. And, but I'm always, do you want to come and say hi? Yeah, I'm always listening. We just moved to a farm recently where we pretty much live off the grid, and we have electricity, but we don't have any internet or anything like that. There's no Wi-Fi, and He's definitely very different since then. Come here. You want to come and say hi? He also loves water. I wrote in the chat, we used to live in Hawaii, and he taught himself to swim when we were on Maui, and there were hundreds of whales there giving birth. And so he would feel, the frequency of the whale songs like in his body. And even now he'll put his head in the water to try and hear the whales. So there's no whales in Florida, so we moved to Florida. Yeah, it's been really great. I also have been receiving some symbols and technologies over the past since 2021 is when they started 2020 that I wanted to share with Noah. I can't really draw them because they're not physical, but yeah, I think I'll write down on Facebook and share them.
Oh yeah, he loves it. He says connect anytime. Connect anytime. Hey bud.
This
How
is
are you
Leo.
doing? Hi Leo.
Leonardo.
He's like, hello, I don't have time. Me and my mom have something else to do. She's not even paying.
Yeah. He wants to go play with dirt outside.
We got something else to do. Hi.
Yeah.
He is telepathic. We can talk to him. He just really wants mom's attention right now.
He does. He wants tortilla chips. That's why.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here and introducing yourself. One thing that Noah was saying, get a conch shell, and that might help him too. It'll help him calm down a little bit.
Yeah,
yeah.
Thank you.
Miss Karen, I'm going to end with you. What do you think of your son's experience, and what do you think today?
Well, it's been really nice for Finn, I think, to have a chance, given that he's been, I feel like, trying to organize something like this for a long time. It's really interesting to me. It's really clear to me how much he looks forward to this space where he connects. In fact, today we had a guy came to visit us from like a service that have been working with Finn in his new school. They're actually a behavior service where they offer support to autism families. And Finn actually spelled on his device, not on the letterboard, but on his device, planning a Zoom call with dear friends. So I had to kind of say, oh yeah, we so he's, I think it's really nice for Finn. It's really nice for me to see another side of him. I think for every question that I get answered, I have 100 more questions. Yeah, and it's just a process, it's a journey. I'm trying to be, speaking for myself personally, I'm trying to be kind to myself in all of this, that actually, it's a journey for me too, and it's all new, but I appreciate the openness of you guys and for providing a space for Finn to show what he can do.
Yeah, we're excited to have him. Noah says we have lots of other work to do on the other side. And he just wants to say he's happy that Finn's here, that him and Finn are going to be working a little bit more today. And Noah says, I'll be working with any of you that want to reach out to me. Just call my name and wait for the feeling. Once you feel the feeling, go ahead and ask your questions. I'm ready and willing to talk to anybody who wants to talk, anybody that wants to heal, anyone that wants to connect. That's what I came here for. I'm a great networker and I love connecting. And so thank you everyone for being here. Noah, thanks for holding space today with us too, and holding energy and doing energy on the background. For everyone who came up and spoke, asked questions, or allowed us to do any readings or talk about anything, thank you for your courage, your space, your braveness, and your support. Your loved ones and needed. We do these often, so if you ever want to come back on, just look up under Let's Be Telepathy. We usually have that in our Facebook group, the Let's Be Telepathy, and then we put it in Autism, Telepathy Conversations and Healings, and Doorway to Consciousness. So all of that information will be there. And on YouTube also weekly. That ends our meeting for tonight. Thank you, everyone, and have a blessed and wonderful day. Stay connected, stay kind, and stay in love.